Well guys, the Jujutsu Kaisen manga is now officially Gojover. I do want to give a quick spoiler warning for those of you who haven't read the manga and prefer not to see any new material until the anime comes out. I'm trying my best not to spoil anything with words, but obviously the outfit itself is technically a spoiler and one of the heads I make is also a spoiler, so be warned. Welcome back everyone. Today we're celebrating JJK with everyone's favorite blue-eyed wonder boy, SATORU GOJO. I recently made Toji and that was a massive pain in the ass due to the body not being the right color or size needed for the job. I had to sand down and paint the entire body and it still chipped off whenever I tried to actually pose it. But I have found a better alternative. This 1/6 scale seamless body from Jiaou doll. It's made of silicone, has a metal skeleton, it's buff, it's pale, it's perfect, and also really fucking expensive. But I do have to admit it does fit pretty well for this custom. These seamless bodies are usually used for characters that have more skin showing, like shirtless characters for example. And while Gojo does have a shirt on, it's pretty tight, so I think it'll work really well. These seamless bodies also come with a curious little detail, a literal bag of dicks. Now I've owned Faisen bodies in the past, so this wasn't new to me, but this guy came with a whopping 5 dicks to choose from. Now that's a lot of bang for your buck.
Move this man!
These bodies have a pretty good range of motion, but obviously not quite as flexible as a regular plastic one. There are always trade-offs. In this case, you lose a bit of range, but gain a more visually appealing seamless body. He also comes with a decent selection of hands, a base with a flight pole, as well as those other accessories I mentioned. I won't be needing those for this project, although maybe if there's enough interest, he'll do a spicy photo shoot on his Gojo OnlyFans. And now with the body sorted, let's get to the files. Luckily I found these amazing Gojo busts online and these are gonna work perfectly. Links in the description as usual. I also found this awesome domain expansion hand, so I'll be taking that too. I don't normally show the sizing process too much, but since there's not that much work to be done on this project and I've had a few people ask me, I might as well show you guys. A long time ago I downloaded this model and sized it to 12 inches tall. Using this model as a reference, I can size things pretty well most of the time. Every now and then I'll have to reprint something a little bit smaller or bigger, but that's just the way it goes. Now I just bring in the heads and then size them accordingly. The program I'm using is called 3D Builder, by the way. I'm not even sure if it's still available to download, but my computer's had it forever, so I still have it I guess. With all the heads the right size, now it's time to work on the neck joints. This will require some more work once it's printed, but for now I'll chop off the excess neck and then hollow it out. I know that there's probably better ways to do this, but this is just how I've been doing it so far. Hopefully one day I'll find a better way, but for now this is how I do it. Once I have the neck to about the length that I want, I'll take a sphere and then mold it to be about the size of the neck so I can hollow it out from the inside. Now it's just a matter of rinse and repeat for the other 2 heads and the 2 hands, and there we have it. The files are done and ready to be printed. And while they're printing, let's get them some clothes to cover up those cheeks. If you've watched the Toji video, you'll know my mom is pretty good with a sewing machine and she helps me out with customs every now and then. The footage you're watching now is actually from that Toji video, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I actually just had her make 2 outfits when she did Toji, since it's literally the same outfit.
He copied my whole fucking flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
Now to be fair, in the beginning he does have some extra layers on top, but come on, we all know where he got that outfit from. I didn't get any footage of it being made, but my mom did make the white robe he wears and the scarf and the shoes I bought online. You guys can see the outfit all together later, but for now it's time to finally get to work. Now it's time to take these fresh prints and make them fit on the joints. This is another process that I usually just gloss over, but we might as well cover this too. Since the files I use are normally designed to be statues, the neck joints need to be altered to fit an action figure. Same with the hands. First things first, we gotta take our handy Dremel and grind away those parts of the neck that we won't be needing. Same thing with the hands, I gotta make that cavity for it to fit on the wrist peg. Once all that's done, you should end up with something like this. And now what I'll do is fill this entire cavity with epoxy putty. You basically want to fill it almost completely up, just leaving a little bit of space for that neck peg. With the neck full of putty, I'll slowly take the head and squish it into the neck peg where it's supposed to go. This will mold the putty around the ball peg, and if done right, should leave us with a pretty decent DIY neck joint for the heads. Now I didn't quite get it right the first time, as you can see here it does look kinda weird, but I did go back and try again. It should look something like this once you get it done. Now it's just a matter of repeating the process for the other 2 heads and the hands, and we're good to go. It's time to paint. First order of business is to get everything primed, then we can whip out the airbrush and start bringing this thing to life. Now there's nothing about the painting process that I haven't talked about before, so instead, how about we have a little chat about spoilers in art, shall we? As an artist who loves to create and share my work, I find it hard to know where to draw the line for spoilers. On one hand, I don't like to spoil things for people and I want them to experience it on their own. But on the other hand, I feel inspired to make these characters and show them off to those who also know about them. In this case, what sucks is that even if I put a spoiler warning in the beginning of the video, the thumbnail itself is still kind of a spoiler. But if I don't, then the engagement is probably going to take a huge hit since I don't have the subject of the video on the thumbnail. I also don't know if there's like a time limit to when it's acceptable to release spoilers. Like, do I have to wait for the anime to reach this part? Because that's going to be years. I mean, technically speaking, it's been over a year since this outfit showed up in the manga, so it's been a while. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Is this an acceptable amount of time to wait for this kind of custom, or should we wait until the anime catches up? I have a lot of characters from JJK, Chainsaw Man, and more that I'd love to make that fall under the same category, so I'd love to know where we stand on this. As always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and please hit that like button if you enjoy what I do. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing. I try to make dope shit like this as often as I can. I'm thinking the next custom should probably be his opponent in this battle. Definitely let me know if you guys want to see that. But anyways, let me stop yapping so we can get this project wrapped up. Let's get to the main event that everybody's here for. A closer look at the strongest sorcerer of today. 領域展開